Demonstrating your leadership skills in your CV is very key in attracting potential employers when it comes to shortlisting you for an interview. Join me in this discussion as we highlight some of the best ways into which you can be able to demonstrate your leadership skills in your CV to make you stand out. My name is Mary, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And as usual, I am joined by one of our CV writing experts, Evelyn, who will be joining me in this discussion. Thank you so much for joining once again.
Thank you for having me once again.
Great. Yeah. I'm looking at a CV for a leadership role, and I'm just wondering, what are some of the key leadership qualities or skills that employers pay attention to in the CV?
Okay. There are quite a number, but I'll focus on the key ones. Because you see, when it comes to leadership, this role most of the time, let me call it, sometimes it's sensitive, because they usually have a lot of expectations when they're looking at a leadership CV. So number one, this person has to have decision-making skills. So if you're a leader, the expectation would be you're someone who can easily make informed decisions. So if you're given a task, and then you execute it to a team. So you need to make the right decisions. So they'll also want to see that highlighted in the CV. So that's decision-making skills. We also have problem-solving skills. In a scenario whereby like a team is working on a project, so remember they'll be looking up to the leader to be like, okay, give us a solution, how are we going to go about it, so that even when we're executing it, we also weigh in the risks. So problem solving is also very essential for a leader. Then we also have adaptability. So you can be a manager, maybe you've been a manager throughout, maybe maybe you've been exposed to various sectors, but then you go to a different sector altogether. And then you remember different sectors call for different requirements. So you need to be adaptable in such a scenario. If you are in a different sector, how do you go about things? How will you relate with everyone also? How do you delegate tasks? So that also is usually very crucial. Yeah.
I agree with you. Indeed, adaptability, problem solving comes in handy as far as leadership is concerned. Now, how can I be able to clearly demonstrate or highlight these skills in my CV?
Okay, that's a good question. So normally there's a way this information is brought out in the CV. So number one, there's this bit of including examples, giving scenarios. So if you led a team in a certain company, they would want to know specifics. How many were these people? What did you especially do in that specific role when it comes to leading, delegating tasks? Was the project, was the outcome achieved? How did the team perform? How did you as well perform as a leader? Were you also recognized for it? So giving case scenarios, that usually helps a lot. So that's number one. Number two, there's the bit to do with the trainings and certifications. So Mary, there are usually those scenarios whereby, especially when they have posted an advert. So you'll see they'll indicate you must have a specific leadership course, and they even include the title of that course. So if you've done that particular course, that bit also needs to be highlighted in the CV, so that even when they're looking through the CV to shortlist, they already see you have that. So leaving out important trainings and certifications will limit a person who is actually targeting a leadership role. Yeah, so that's the issues to do with training. Then there's this bit to do with accomplishments. So for accomplishments, they usually, for recruiters, they want them to be quantifiable. So if you increased sales to a certain percentage, they would want to see by what percentage. If the team that you led, there was an improvement also in terms of also the statistics or maybe the targets that the whole team, and it was based on your own initiative, that also needs to be included there. Yeah, so that's the bit to do with accomplishments. Then the final one, which is usually the major one actually, the professional experience. So there's a way that management bit also needs to come out in the roles. So let me give you an example of a project manager. So the roles that these recruiters would be expecting, they would be expecting managerial roles. So sometimes people fail on that because the roles that will be displayed there will showcase sort of like, this one was a project assistant, but the title there is project manager. So how a person outlines the roles also determines whether that recruiter will be convinced enough to shortlist this person for an interview. Because even how the roles are tweaked, they can easily tell if that this person is fully conversant with this role or not. So the professional experience always has to be has to be brought out in the right way. The management bit has to come out strongly. Let me use that word, strongly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, demonstrating my leadership skills in my CV, I need to pay attention to the achievements, accomplishments, ensure they are quantifiable, and of course, my track record of success. And now you're talking about the professional experience, the work history, and even the certifications that I have undertaken. Good. As an expert now, a CV writer, how does corporate staffing services help candidates with demonstrating this in their CV?
Okay, so we offer the professional CV writing services. So normally we review the CVs. We also tailor make them to suit specific job adverts. So the review is usually for free. The write-up normally takes around 3 working days upon payment. Then if someone wants the documents in less than 3 days, we usually have the express service where we also give another charge off as well. So the prices also are at least affordable because we also have a discount at the moment. So I would highly advocate for people to send their CVs, because we realize a lot of people are missing out on the big picture. And especially if it's a leadership role, because remember this role usually comes with a lot of demands. So even that CV really has to be top notch in all sections, not just the general outlook, and then when they look at the content, it doesn't clearly define what this person has done. Yeah, so we're even able to even give the appropriate advice, because when someone already gives us a brief, we already know, okay, these are the keys, these are the key points that are actually letting down the CV. So we are able to even work our way around it so that it increases this person. Yeah.
Great. Quite a lot to learn from the session. Thank you so much for spending time.
Thank you as well.
As you have heard, when it comes to showcasing your leadership skills in your CV, it's very important because that is what is packaging you out as the kind of a leader the potential employer is looking for. If this is an area that you struggle with on how to bring out your leadership traits, feel free to reach out to us, share with us your CV. We will definitely do the review for free and guide you on how best to package your leadership capacity, your people management skills in your CV, being a document meant to help you get your next interview. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.